What's up, guys? Okay, so we have found ourselves with the Rotterdam, New York Police Department with Officer Tony Verone, and he's going to pull over Jeremy. I'm guessing it's Jeremy because this channel says Jeremy. I'm guessing that's who the guy is on the quadricycle. And Jeremy has his small child with him. And apparently in New York, it's illegal to operate this on the roads because it doesn't have bumpers. So that means it's not safe. Also, on the side note, 70% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. Click the button and we'll move along. So instead of letting Jeremy drive it onto the house or park it and come back with his truck and tow it, Officer Tony Verone is going to show him who the boss is, and he's going to say he's not going to sit there and argue with him, but he does for almost 10 minutes, and then, just to show Jeremy who the boss is, he's going to have it towed. Cost him some more money. So this is where we're at right now.
Are they going to arrest us?
No.
Are we going to get a ticket?
Huh?
Are we going to get a ticket?
No. We're not going to get a ticket, babe.
But he'll tell you he could write you 10 of them if he wanted to.
He got out.
What up, buddy?
What's up, brother?
You got your license on you?
Oh, yeah. Yep, I do.
So when I first saw it, the whole buddy-brother thing led me to believe that they know each other. And turns out they do.
I didn't recognize it driving by, but you know these aren't road legal in New York, right?
It's registered in Montana.
That doesn't matter in New York, though. It's not a road legal vehicle in New York. Maybe in Montana they allow it, but not here in New York State.
It's all right here.
What is?
It's considered a quadricycle. It's registered to...
It's got no bumpers. You gotta have bumpers in New York.
It follows the...
You have to have bumpers in New York. What about bicycles in New York? Not all of them are on sidewalks. What about mopeds? What about, I don't know, motorcycles? Last time I checked, 0 of them had a bumper.
I'm not gonna argue with you. I know New York State DOT law.
He is actually going to argue with him.
Doing whatever paperwork you have that may work in Montana.
Yep.
They have different laws in Montana.
Mhm.
New York State vehicle and traffic
Yep.
law does not recognize these as
Okay.
a road legal vehicle.
That's fine.
Okay, if you run it on property where you need registration insurance, whether it's state parkland that allows UTVs or ATVs,
Yep.
that type of thing,
Yep.
this is legal to get into those parks and that recreation type area.
Mhm.
But for those actual public roadways,
So it has reciprocity with Montana as a quadricycle. Under an LLC in Montana.
okay, there's no bumpers on your car. Okay, you have to have bumpers on your car.
Here,
All right,
I
I'm
have...
telling you, just based on the equipment
Understood.
on this vehicle. I know there are some
I have...
vehicles that look like all-terrain vehicles that are road legal for New York.
Mhm.
This is definitely not one of them, Tom.
Are we going to get
I have-
arrested?
No, we're not going to be. Just so you, there's over 60,000 registered quadricycles through Montana, in New York, Connecticut, across the whole United States. It's all...
Yeah, so this is listed as a UTV here.
No, it's not.
Body style, UTV, black, number of CCs, Polaris,
Yep.
Razor.
So the registration, that, if you go to the next page, you'll see it's considered...
Listen, I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah,
Tom.
no, I'm not going to argue with you,
And I
Tony. Not at
understand
all.
They are. They're both going to sit there and argue back and forth.
where you're coming from.
Yeah, I wouldn't drive...
Regardless of, what you think the law says or the way this works in Montana, it's not a road legal vehicle in New York State. Right? I don't want to have to write you tickets and have you go argue with a DA.
Yeah,
try
yeah.
to fight this. in order
Well,
to get
there's
it
actually
illegal.
over 40...
And if I do, I got to impound the vehicle.
Well, there's over 40 case and laws that have been produced in front of the...
All right. Well, just based on the
All right.
vehicle and traffic law, I can cite you for having no bumpers, not improper equipment. All right. I mean, it's not a street legal car. Okay, and it's not registered in New York as a motor vehicle.
Yep.
Utah has different laws. Okay?
It's Montana.
I don't want to have to cite you
Understood.
in order to have that argument made and have you pay fines when you lose.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm just letting you know. I mean, I know some of the officers have stopped you.
Just
and
one.
You had the same, and you had maybe some debates with them.
No, none at all,
All right.
actually.
Well, it has come up in conversation with the PD.
Yep.
What you're doing is not legal in New York. Okay. If you want to trailer this vehicle somewhere and
Yeah.
run it on trails that are legal, where are you going with this right now?
At my house. Home.
Okay, where are you coming from?
I picked her up at dance. And I went to the T-ball game.
Yeah.
And
All right, do me a favor.
And I drove to
Do
Troy
me a favor.
with my work. I mean, it's
Drive a
He said, do me a favor. I'm just waiting for him to say, here's the deal. He doesn't, but it would be fitting.
regular car from now on instead of this thing before it gets annoying. Right?
Yeah, no,
I don't want
it's-
to see you get in trouble.
No, I understand. Listen.
You know, I'm gonna cut you some slack today, but I'm gonna go run some information myself, and if I can even, get you a printout showing you what the New York State Vehicle and Traffic Law covers.
I understand,
for
but
this type of
I don't own it. The LLC owns it. All right, it's not.
Who runs the LLC?
I own the LLC, but it's no different than an enterprise rental vehicle in Montana. All right.
You gotta stop saying Montana. You're in New York State.
I understand,
That's
but
what's bothering me about this conversation.
the LLC is
it
in
doesn't
Montana.
matter. That's a legal entity that's allowed to possess a vehicle and register in its name in another
I have
state. They may authorize these on the roadway.
My other
New York
vehicles are
State
registered
doesn't
too.
authorize these. Okay, you arguing with me leads me to believe that you're just going to continue to drive this. If I need to impound it and write you tickets right now, I have zero problem doing that.
Okay.
I'm trying to have a civil conversation with you
I'm not
to correct your
arguing with
behavior before you either get in an accident and hurt yourself or somebody else with this thing because it's not maintained for the safety by even by the U.S. government. Is probably not going to get you a crash rating on this thing. Okay, that's the problem. It's an unsafe vehicle, not for the road.
Okay.
Or if you hit somebody else, or you get hit, you have no protective bumpers or any. This is not made for collisions on the road.
Yeah, I know.
These aren't crash tested like that.
It's
A
not,
side
but
impact,
it's no
if
different
you
than a
get hit
motorcycle,
Here's
though.
the problem. I understand, but it's not authorized in New York State as a road legal vehicle.
Okay. All right.
I mean, like I said, I don't want to paper you. I can write you probably 10 tickets right now.
Yep.
All right. If you want to get tied up in court, that's fine.
Yeah.
But the more you do, just want to.
No, I'm just stating the facts. That's all.
Well,
I'm
they're
not debating you.
It's not the truth, though. It's what you think is true. Okay, you may legally be able to own it as an LLC. I'm not debating that. But New York State does not recognize this vehicle as a proper motor vehicle for the public roadways.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
That's fine.
I just want you to bring it home, stop driving it, because what's going to happen is if there's any liability on your part,
Yeah.
you're going to get sued, and your LLC is going to be owing people a lot of money because you're going to hurt somebody or somebody in the car with you.
Okay. All right.
You know what
Understood.
I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't think it's safe and smart for you to be driving this on a public highway and get yourself into some more liability than it needs.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I respect that.
I just think it's not necessary for you. All right?
All right. No problem.
Part 2?
Okay.
All right. I got your paperwork back here. I did a little more research on my end to see if there's any updates in the New York State VTL that covers these and allows them to be driven on the roadway. Section 2403 from the New York State Senate hasn't changed. This is the most recent copy of that. I printed out on the internet for you.
Did you see what the registration is, though?
Yeah, you can
it's a
register them
quadricycle.
in New York. I'm not debating that.
No, it's called a quadricycle.
Okay.
It's not an ATV.
So you can argue that in court with your attorney.
I spent a lot of money making
Jeremy,
sure
I
this is
understand.
legal.
You probably got misinformation somewhere, whether it was from the dealership you bought it from or somebody you talked to that thinks they know what they're talking about. Based on what I'm going by, the New York State VTL, there's nothing in there that says that you can drive this on the roadway. This is considered an ATV by New York State law.
It's
okay. You may have different language from Montana, and they allow to do things differently in Montana. This is not the state of Montana. This is the state of New York.
Correct.
We do things differently than here.
Yep.
Than there.
So you're telling me that there's no vehicles from Montana that have reciprocity with New York. Is that what you're telling me?
Things that are considered actual motor vehicles that are allowed to drive on the public highway.
There's other things. It's called a quadricycle. Did you see that in the VTL law? This is not an ATV.
It's not in there either. There's no VTL law that covers a quadricycle other than maybe bicycles and powered vehicles like scooters.
Yes. Okay. There is, actually.
Okay. Well, I'm not finding that. You can bring that to court and argue with me.
Okay.
Okay.
No problem.
All right. I mean, I'm citing you. I did a supporting deposition for you, and I even printed out the vehicle and traffic law that covers ATVs.
Okay.
And according to New York State, even when you type this in,
so I can have the tow truck towed to my house.
If you pay him.
Yeah, I'll pay him right now. It's fine.
If he's willing to do that, I got to check with him. It's up to them.
You can't let me drive to my house right there?
No.
It's a road legal.
Well, he could, but he just wants to be a dick.
You've been warned about this.
I was not warned.
Officer Raynham already spoke to you about this.
He didn't tell me. He just said, I'm going to do my research. He did not say to bring it home and park it. I'll FOIL request the video.
All right, listen.
If I was told to park it, I would have.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm not going to argue with you.
I'm not arguing with you either.
Yes, he's absolutely going to sit there and argue with you.
I don't argue on the side of the road. I argue in court. I'll let the district attorney that handles the tickets in Rockingham Town Court argue with you.
If he told me to park it,
anything you want to fight with them, like I said, based on my knowledge of the VTL, you're in violation of it. Okay, you shouldn't be driving this on the road. It's not even a safe vehicle to be driving on the road for other people.
What's the difference between this?
You can have these registered
it's a quadricycle and a motorcycle.
What's that?
A motorcycle, right? Do they have bumpers? Do they have a roll cage?
They
Do
are
they have
covered
doors?
by the New York State VTL. This is not.
But you just
See, now you're making sense, and you're going to make him mad here in a minute.
said it's not safe. You just said it's not safe.
This is a vehicle without bumpers. It's a different
But
category vehicle.
it's not. It doesn't. It's
you want
not,
me to cite you for that too? I'm not going to sit here and argue with you.
I'm just
okay?
talking.
I'm
with
done
you.
arguing.
I've known you for 20 years.
I understand, but I'm not going to argue with you because you act like you know more than me, and I'm not going to fight.
No, I'm not saying I know more than you.
And you know, if you act like you know more than the tyrant, you're going to hurt his feelings.
Arguing. The conversation's over. Okay, you can wait for the tow truck. If they'll tow it to your house, you can pay the bill. If not, you can pick it up the tow yard with a trailer another day instead of driving it home. All right.
Okay.
And every time you get stopped on this, it's going to get towed from now on. All right. I'm going to order all the.
And let's remember, these two have known each other for 20 years. Imagine how he is with just random people.
Officers in Rotterdam until we're told by the DA or someone from New York State, DMV, even a detective I just talked to a minute ago told me the DMV investigators are even supporting the fact that these aren't supposed to be driven on the roadway.
Okay.
There's been a big issue. They've even had other problems with. There's a lot of these popping up because of this Montana thing that they're doing, and even the DMV investigators are frustrated with it, and they're telling us to right and tow. So I'm doing this based on the DMV investigators also telling my detectives how to handle the situation.
I bring it home and we go to court. Instead of having to pay a toll bill, I bring it. You can follow me to my house.
I'm doing that. I already called the tow truck. All right. I'm not like.
Nope, he's not about to do that now. No, you have hurt his feelings. He is calling a tow truck. Could he let you park it over there and go to the house and bring your truck back? He could, but no, you've hurt his feelings.
You drive his home.
So I'm off the roadway, right? I'm off the roadway? I'm off the roadway, right?
Because I pulled you over.
I understand. I'm off the roadway. So if I park it right here, it's a public parking. I can park right here, right?
I'm not arguing with you.
No, I'm saying I'll go get my truck and trailer.
The answer's no. The answer's no.
Okay.
It's getting towed.
Thank you.
Okay.
No problem. Appreciate it, Tony.
Appreciate it, Tony. He doesn't. But anyway, Rotterdam Police Department. The mission of the Rotterdam Police Department shall be the protection and preservation of the rights. Of the rights of who? I'm just saying, it's just a random. Oh, they got National Night Out. Want to be a vendor and bring some crap in. So let's see what their comments have to say. There you go. Pretty much sums it up. Can I drive my vehicle from Tennessee there, or will you impound it? They'll probably impound it, depending. Looks like old Tony Verone is on his way to ranking up his tyrant status, and this is just links to other videos that you just saw, like that one. Well, that video, but other people put it up. Why are y'all pulling over and towing vehicles illegally? No vacations there. My vehicle isn't legal. Somehow the tag is good till 2027. Tyrants acting like tyrants. These cops won't even check the law. It's all about ego. They call that little man syndrome. Don't believe me? Check. And there, that's just to the same video. How much do you guys get kicked back to you for towing people? And that, yes, necessarily, yes, they're on rotation. They have typically 2 or 3 different companies that they have tow for them. Anyway, so I found some information on Mr. Anthony S. Verone. Tony, as they called him, badge number 15385, white male, 75th precinct since January 2017. Started January 2016, made $228,000 last year. There's his tax ID number. Substantiated allegations, abuse of authority. Imagine that. Discipline cases. Never closed. Details. I'll put the link to this down in the description. You can click on stuff and read it if you want to. $70,000 lawsuit. 12 complaints, 31 allegations, 9 sustained. But yeah, we'll look through this. Physical force, abuse of authority. A lot of abuse of authority. Restricted breathing. No disciplinary action. No penalty. Abuse of authority. Oh, more training physical force, abuse of authority, not guilty, not guilty. See, that's the issue. For everything they do, this shows you here the accountability. So, yeah. More abuse of authority, search of a person, abuse of authority, unfounded, unsubstantiated. Abuse of authority. He's got a lot of abuse of authority and physical force going on. Is what I'll say about that one. But, yeah. Exonerated or within NYPD guidelines, the conduct occurred but did not violate the NYPD's own rules, which often give officers significant discretion. It gives them so much discretion that they can never be wrong and they can never be held accountable for anything. So anyway, that just gives you an idea of what all their verbiage means. Basically, nothing happens to them. Taxpayers got to pay $70,000 on that one. But yeah, so about filing a complaint, that's where we're at with this one. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Also, again, 77% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. Click the button and we'll move along. Let me know what you think about this one, and I am out.